there for you.
When Nigerians think of the perfect gentleman in Nollywood, veteran Nollywood actor Saint Obi has always been the blueprint. Movies such as Sakobi, Heart of Gold, Last Party, Candlelight, and many others didn't just give Nollywood lovers premium entertainment. Still, they also made the seasoned movie producer a good role model to young stars who aspire to be future actors. Sadly, the talented actor from Imo State reportedly passed away on May 7, 2023 after battling an undisclosed illness for a long time. According to reports, the actor took his last breath in the arms of his sister in Jos, who he has been living with for a while. Since the shocking news went viral, fans have taken to social media to express sadness over the death of the admirable Nollywood star, who was only 57. But his legacy and works are a huge part of Nollywood lovers' childhood memories. Celebrities are not left out. Many have poured in their condolences, including Georgina Onuoha, Destiny Etiko, Richard Mofe-Damijo, comedian Igodai, and even Reno Omokri, who described the late Saint Obi as a specimen of gentlemanliness. The actor's close friend, Tchidi Chikere, also penned a long sad note, hinting that the late Saint Obi was planning to return to acting once he regained healthfulness, and his passing may have a lot to do with his marriage and children. Was the gentlemanly Saint Obi's life cut short over his marriage, or was his death natural?
Hello guys, it's T-Code here for African Glitz.
I'm sorry to say this, but that's not possible. Mariam and I have come a long way.
Veteran Nigerian actor, producer, and director Obinna Nwafor, better known as Saint Obi, is one Nollywood personality that needs no introduction. The talented actor from Okpa, Mbaitolo local government area of Imo State, debuted his acting career in 1996 when he featured on a famous commercial on NTA for Peugeot. The elegant, handsome actor would later go on to star in many other productions, but eventually got his big break following his role in Zeb Ejiro's Sakobi. From this point, all Saint Obi did was encrypt his name in gold in the Nigerian film industry, starring in over 100 movies, including Goodbye Tomorrow, Candlelight, Heart of Gold, Festival of Fire, Executive Crime, and Last Party in the 1990s and early 2000s. As you must have guessed, the theatre art graduate from the University of Jos and fluent in 3 major languages, Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, would become a celebrated actor in the entertainment industry, winning several industry awards over the years. But unlike many, the actor didn't rely on his laurels but aspired for more. By 2001, he added producer to his title after releasing his first movie, a blockbuster titled Take Me to Mama. Sadly, after years of delighting many Nigerians with his stellar acting skills, Saint Obi retired to focus on entertainment production and business. According to the theatre arts graduate, during an interview, he had gained technical skills in film production. He plans to return to Nollywood, rebuild the film industry, and make it attractive to the global community. Saint Obi lived up to his promise. In November 2012, he made a big comeback to the entertainment space. He debuted by giving back to his fans and the business community during an event at the Muson Center. During the event packed with glitz and glamour, top corporate players on the guest list witnessed the launch of the seasoned actor's new film, True Color, while a fan won a brand new car in a raffle draw contest, all sponsored by Saint Obi. Speaking about the essence of the event, the actor explained that the business community he wanted to partner with were always too busy to have a swell time out. So, he created one and used the opportunity of strengthening the rapport between the entertainment industry and the corporate world. In November of 2015, during his birthday celebration, he made another appearance and announced his entry into the music industry. Introducing his other talents with 3 new songs and a music label, he said, "I am a natural late bloomer, but whenever I arrive, perfection is all I exude. I'm a firm believer in giving back to society, especially our young ones. There are so many talented Nigerians who have been looking for platforms that will give flight to their talent without any success. This led to the creation of Agwhite Music Label. At the moment, Agwhite Music Label group called AM Crew, made up of D-Style and Wit Moral, as well as my humble self. we are dropping 3 massive joints titled You and I, Imagine, and Sarakute.
Imagine a world without refugees.
Sadly, just as he appeared, Saint Obi disappeared into oblivion again, only to make the news in February of 2022. Saint Obi got many talking following reports that he was locked in a bitter and chaotic divorce with his estranged wife, Linda Amobi. The actor reportedly filed for a divorce in 2019 at the High Court in Ogun State, accusing his estranged wife of an alleged attempt on his life, alongside her brothers, Michael Amobi and Chukwumobi Amobi. Even after he fled and filed for divorce, Saint Obi in a lawsuit accused his ex-wife, a big shot in MTN Nigeria, of denying him access to his kids and even hiring mobile police officers to protect them, preventing him access to their children, and much more. As if that wasn't enough, the Festival of Fire actor alleged that his ex-wife continues to sabotage resolving child custody between them by repeatedly failing to appear in court whenever the case was called up. Looking deeper into his marriage, Saint Obi married Linda Amobi during a lavish ceremony in December 2006 at the Amobi family's hometown in Anambra. Their marriage at the time was promising, with his wife, the daughter of a Lagos pastor and a big shot in a telecommunication giant. The marriage blissfully lasted for 15 years. The couple, blessed with 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter, enjoyed a marital bond, or so it seemed, as they managed to keep their marital problems distant from the public. Well, until 2022, Saint started fighting vigorously to see his children. Sadly, in no time, news of the actor battling an undisclosed condition went public in March of 2023. However, many prayed that he survive it, even though it sounded like rumors. Unfortunately, the actor never recovered and reportedly passed away on May 7 in his sister's home in Jos. Revealing the real cause of death, his sister, Ugwueze Obichukwu, said, "My own brother, Saint Obi, had high blood pressure for some time. Unfortunately, he had a cardiac arrest and died on the way to the hospital." However, an ongoing disagreement between his siblings caused his family to delay making his passing public and official to fans. In 2017, when Saint Obi got married and was asked during an interview why he didn't make it public, he said, "The truth of the matter is this. I talked so much about my relationships and they never worked. Since then, I decided to keep my relationship quiet, and by the special grace of God, I am not stopping on that path. With due respect to all my lovely fans out there, my mouth is shut." Sadly, little did he know, without him opening up, several misconceptions about his marriage will fly after his life ended. Again in 2017, the veteran Nollywood actor pleaded with Nigerians not to be too quick to judge celebrities whose marriages have crashed because they won't understand the dynamics in their homes. In an interview with New Telegraph, the actor said, "Firstly, I must say that violence is not good. But sometimes, when it comes to issues about crashed marriages and stuff like that, I always say that don't be too quick to judge, because until you get married, I know you won't understand the dynamics that operate in homes. What worked for Mr. A or Miss A may not work for Mr. B and Miss B, so things lead to things. But my advice is that rather than become violent, you walk away or give each other some space. Sometimes some artists push others to the extreme. I say sometimes, not always. So, it is just the ability for one to understand when he's being pushed overboard and control that urge to go overboard. Because some people can be terrible and some people can be nice. So, I will never advise anybody to be violent no matter the situation. But some people push people to the extreme. A few days after reports circulated that the iconic Nollywood actor, who described himself in 2017 as down-to-earth, a very ordinary guy, passed away, some of Saint Obi's close friends came out to voice their opinion in the heartbreaking article about what led to his sudden and tragic passing. While some blamed his wife and marriage, others claimed it was the violent one in the marriage. Movie producer Zik Zulu Okafor was the first to narrate how Saint Obi's marriage took him away from his friends and acting. In an article he shared after the actor's sad passing, Zik Zulu, a former president of the Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, revealed that the actor's ex-wife and her siblings always saw him as a gold digger. He claimed that the marriage took him away from his real and close friends, his career in Nollywood, and things he loves to do. Saint stopped acting, absconded from his career and perhaps his calling. He revealed that his wife's siblings consistently harassed Saint Obi, and this eventually led to the end of the marriage. Zulu Okafor disclosed that the actor's health started deteriorating in mid-2020 before his eventual death. Saint Obi was shy, almost bordering on timidity and insecurity. He cherished the pleasantly tranquil interactions between a few friends. He would vanish at any outburst that could upset the poise of such small meetings. As he repeatedly told me, he just wanted to live a cool, quiet and fulfilled life. But as he lived this cool and fulfilled life he envisioned, I have my doubts. He wrote, "Their wedding, that solemn ritual of love, would drastically alter the course of his life and tragically yank him off the creative community that threw him up for his wife to capture and indeed conquer." Zulu Okafor further claimed that things began to change after they got married, a marriage that happened too quickly and none of his close friends were invited. Their marriage was, at best, a dramatization of love. It was quick. He barely told us that he had found a wife. Then, the marriage happened. It was something of a mystic. Only those involved understood the histrionics that played out. None of us who were his closest pal, who walked with him through the cubicle to the crest of his career in Nollywood, was invited. The distance between us and the guy I admirably called Send of the Storm had begun. This gulf would widen with each year. We saw him perhaps once in a year after this marriage. He added, "The saint would be blessed with 3 beautiful children, but not one occasion where his friends in Nollywood invited for a christening or birthday." We were told that his wife was the topmost hierarchy in telecom giant MTN. But even if their celebrations were designed to be a rendezvous of the elites of the technocracies that his wife chiefly belonged, you expected that Saint would reach out to a few of his fellow creatives. For even if they would herald his small beginnings, there could be no tinge of shame to it because we all have our journeys and our stories. And even at that, the actor or cineast in Nollywood is by no means poor. Zulu said several years later, when Saint Obi's marriage began to have cracks, he returned to some of his movie friends and eventually opened up. "I don't know why my wife's siblings see me as a gold digger. They confront me, harass me and fight me in my own matrimony. And my wife did nothing to stop them. I work hard. I earn my money. I have never depended on my wife," he lamented, eyes blood with tears. You could tell he was in deep pain. He continued, "By the next visit, the saint returned with a deep cut from a knife on his left eye. He said his wife's brothers scaled the wall fence of their house to attack him. They were captured by hidden closed-circuit television, CCTV, installed for surveillance and security." Explaining what happened next after the sad incident, he said, Saint Obi reported them at the police station and subsequently acquired a gun to defend himself. This effectively marked the beginning of the end of his marriage and perhaps Saint Obi's long walk to a sad end. He moved out of his marital home to a new house to begin the reconstruction of his destiny, alone with his wife and worse still, without his 3 beautiful children. Zulu Okafor continued, "Meanwhile, his wife went to the police to defend her siblings, using her financial power to manipulate the course of justice." Saint stated univocally, the wife also sued for divorce, not in Lagos, but Ogun State. As Saint put it, "It was to make the journey difficult for me, but I will not bend, neither will I break. I will fight with my last blood to take custody of my children. They love me, and they know it will be hard for me to live without them. The divorce is not an issue. My marriage has been long over." Saint Obi said to him with a mix of courage and a quaky heart that betrayed his distress. Zulu further revealed that about mid-2022, while all this was going on, Saint Obi got ill and didn't tell anyone who could have been of great help to him. He was in and out of the hospital, we would later learn. He sold 2 of his 3 big SUVs to care for his health properly and acquired 6 Camry cars he would use for Uber. But his vanishing health continued unabated. He seemed to have a premonition of his own passing as he wept repeatedly about not seeing his children, revealing that the last time he saw the famous Nollywood star was in January 2023. Saint looked 15 years older than his age. His macho coat had shrunk. His fat wallet was gone. What was left was only his fat will. His eyes seemed lost in their socket. Zulu Okafo added that Saint Obi snuck out of Lagos and went to stay with his sister in Jos. Around April 2023, he called a mutual friend in the US, asking him to pray for him, sensing that his end was near. "It's not looking good. Pray for me," he appealed passionately. Zulu continued. His next call came on May 1st, 2023, this time to his mentor, the man who made him a star with his productions, Zeb Ejiro OON. He told him with a wavering voice that he had had 3 surgeries but was still hospitalized in Jos. He averred again that his situation was not looking good, that he was also in a deep pain, distressed that he could not see his children, but still, he begged him not to tell anyone about his ailment. Such was the life of this creative hermit, a lonely trooper. I was the first to hear the news of his death late on Sunday, May 7. Having confirmed it, I called Zeb Ejiro. "I have very bad news, my brother Zeb," I began. What is it, Zik Zulu?" he asked anxiously. "A big star has fallen in Nollywood." Zeb broke down in tears. I hadn't said who it was, but sobbing helplessly now, he said, "Don't tell me it is Saint Obi." Sadly, Zeb was right. May his soul find peace. Zeb Ejiro, the prolific filmmaker who brought Saint Obi to prominence, has also broken his silence. Narrating his own side of what he knows about the actor's life, he agreed with Zik Zulu that Saint Obi's marriage indeed affected him so much and that the actor never recovered from the shock until his death. In an interview with Vanguard, Zeb Ejiro said the actor couldn't survive the shock of living apart from his family. Obi told me in a couple of times that his marriage was crumbling and eating him up. He was a family man who loved to stay with his kids and build a happy home. But when his marriage crumbled, it really affected him and he never recovered from the shock till death. When a man is not together with his family, he will be depressed. No man wants to go into that kind of situation and be happy. So that contributed to his death. Corresponding to Zak Zulu's claim, Ejiro confirmed that he received a call from Saint Obi 2 weeks before his death, where he intimated him about his protracted illness. 2 weeks before his demise, my phone rang and it was Saint Obi on the other end. I asked him where he had been, that everybody had been looking for him. That was when he told me that he had been down and was admitted to a hospital. He added that he had done multiple surgeries and his condition wasn't improving. His elder sister then arranged to move him to Jos, where he would receive proper treatment. That was the last time we spoke, as I promised to reach out to him again. But I never did, and the next thing I heard was that Obi is no more. However, other stories are flying about that Saint Obi was actually the toxic one in the relationship. One of the statements flying around is that of an Instagram handle called Sapphire Beauty Products, which wrote and claimed that Saint Obi was indeed a gold digger. Saint Obi was married to my neighbor's biological sister. He was physically abusive. She was and still is one of the top bosses in MTN Corporation. He squanders her money and withdraws her hard-earned money without asking her. She pays house rent alone. Saint Obi sleeps with the actress in their matrimonial home. Saint Obi is not the one you think he is. Sorry to say this, I know how often my neighbor and her family always rushed to their house to settle crises. The man had a reckless lifestyle and that caused his underlying illness. He was really wicked to his wife, and this is first-hand information, the handle claimed.
His wife met him as an actor, right? Fell in love with him as an actor. Came into his life, they got married as an actor. Conquered him, misdirected him. I really want to talk on the life and the death of Saint Obi. If you allow your wife or your woman She will misdirect you and make you to become somebody she will no longer love, and then dump you for the same reason. Yes, that was what happened in the case of Saint Obi. If you're a footballer, if you're an engineer, and your wife meets you as an engineer, falls in love with you as an engineer, and all of a sudden wants you to become a trader, she is going to fall out of love with you, and then she's going to dump you. At times, it's not easy for us to learn on our own, but it has happened, it has happened. How Saint Obi died? Because his wife ran away with his 3 children, denied him access, like he wasn't even speaking with his children, like they made something else, a monster out of him. His wife's siblings were harassing him. He lived and died a miserable man. If you grew up in the, I think, late 90s, right? Early 2000s, you would know how good Saint Obi was. But just one mistake of your wife, just one error, he picked the wrong woman. And look at how he died, almost like a nobody. Frustration, tears, pain, because he got married to the wrong person. At times when somebody talks, it's difficult for you people to understand. And I get it, you're in love. But you know what I always tell people? Give it 5 years, that love will fade. How can you meet a man and fall in love with his career, and all of a sudden you don't want him to do that his career again because you're jealous, because he's an actor, he will be flirting with other girls, blah 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 blah. That was what attracted you. You should have left him as an actor. It's not just Saint Obi that is going through this. The last time I saw Emeka Iyocha's, you know Emeka Iyocha? Yes. The last time I saw Emeka Iyocha's picture, I was brought to tears. You know why? As soon as he got married, his wife said, if you are going to remain an actor, I'm not going to marry you again. That was how they started running a Pangwine bar. Okay? And once you're falling out of limelight, they are going to fall out of love with you. Have sense.
Amidst all these accusations and allegations, Saint Obi's family has been forced to react over the allegation by Saint Obi's close friends about suffering in his marriage with his ex-wife, Linda Saint Obi. The statement said the claims are false, malicious, and insensitive. The statement read, "Our attention has been drawn to the publication by one Mr. Zigzulu Okafor concerning the death of our son, Mr. Obinna Nwafor, popularly known as Saint Obi, and the accompanying negative commentary in social media and other media, portraying his widow in an unfair and most defamatory manner. This is in no way, shape, or form an accurate portrayal of the Linda that we know and relate with." The Nwafor family also views the said article by Mr. Okafor as sad and most unfortunate. It was neither written in consultation with any member of the family nor authored with our consent or authority. We totally dissociate ourselves from it. The views and allegations contained therein are entirely the opinion of the writer. They are false, malicious, and insensitive to the wife, children, and entire family he left behind. This is a mourning period for the family, and while we appreciate the condolences of friends, fans, and well-wishers, we ask that the family's privacy be respected at this time. Adding that the funeral rites will be communicated to the public in due course, the statement was signed by Saint Obi's elder sisters, who resided in Jos, and another resident in Texas, USA. Saint Obi family members also released photos to shut down claims that he never invited his colleagues to his child's dedication. Debunking Zulu's claim, a family member reportedly sent photos of his colleagues at one of his children's dedication to Instagram blog Instablog Naija. The photo showed veteran actors and actresses Segun Arinze, Kate Henshaw, and Stephanie Okereke at the ceremony held at Saint Obi's apartment before they moved to his wife's house in Lekki, Lagos. They held the child's dedication in 2008, and some of his colleagues were in attendance. Sadly, there were no recent photos of the actor and his Nollywood colleagues in the 2000s. After Saint Obi's sad passing, pictures of his palatial home in Aleinyi Ogwa village in Mbaitolu local government area of Imo State have been circulating online. Sharing photos of Saint Obi's mansion,
Uche Nwora, a member of the advisory board at Aqua Millennium City, where he often visits to honor his ancestors. Nollywood actress Lillian Bach has penned an emotional note to the great actors, revealing that about a year ago when they spoke last, he never disclosed to her that he was ill. "My dear friend and colleague, you didn't tell me anything was wrong with you the last time we spoke. You had such great plans to launch back into your passion, acting and producing. I liked the huge idea you came up with. It was a brilliant concept and content. What happened to you? I offered you some advice as regards the divorce turbulence you were going through, and also told you to be prayerful. You seemed okay," she wrote.
Since the sad news went viral, celebrities and fans have been pouring in condolences and burning the candlelight for a favorite actor gone too soon. Nollywood filmmaker Tchidi Chikere, who is a very close friend of the veteran actor, took to social media to reveal his last encounter and conversation with his late colleague. According to the actor, who recently married for the third time, Saint Obi was not his usual self for months before his demise. "I'm just gonna talk, vent, maybe to make me forgive myself for not creating the time when you wanted so much for us to hang out and catch up in January. You, Ike and Iself Bear, there is something more you would have told me face to face. I will never know," he wrote. Tchidi also revealed that he offered Saint Obi a comeback role earlier this year but turned him on his health. He also hinted that Saint Obi's health worsened due to the lack of access to his kids. "For that, I am terribly sorry. I offered you a movie role in February and you declined. You said you had put on weight and wanted to get back in shape before acting. You told me loads of stuff and how you love your children and how you wish you could see them. You didn't sound like your old self, felt you'd lost your zeal for life. So I called a few days later and I offered you 3 lead roles in 3 movies which you declined. You refused to act. I was shocked." Tchidi also revealed that he had been friends with the late Saint Obi since 2004, but what he knows about the actor's passing, he would hold his peace and leave it to God. "Someday, maybe I can tell your kids too how much you love them. For as many people as are going through a lot silently, may God console them, give them strength to find joy in themselves and heal them," he added. Also reacting, popular actor Richard Mofe-Damijo revealed how he helped the late Saint Obi kickstart his career by referring him to Zeb Ejiro in the 90s. RMD said when he heard the sad news from Zik Zulu, they were both in denial and found it difficult to believe. RMD, however, wished him a peaceful rest. "Rest in power, my brother. My prayers are with the family you left behind. May God give them all the fortitude to bear your sudden departure," he added. Other actors of his time, including Georgina Onuoha, Stephanie Linus, and Desmond Elliott, have expressed shock and sadness. Also reacting, billionaire business tycoon Sanusi Dantata recalled his encounter with Saint Obi and wrote, "I remember meeting Obinna Nwafor, Saint Obi, on a flight to London in 1999. He was together with Liz Benson. He was so nice to my siblings and I. 24 years later, I can still remember how joyful he was and how happy he made us feel. RIP legend." Popular politician Ahmed Garba also tweeted, "RIP Saint Obi, you filled our screens with your talent for decades. We will miss you. May God rest your soul in peace." Sharing a picture with Saint Obi, Reno Omokri said the late actor was the most gentle Nollywood personality he had ever met. He wrote, "Signing a copy of my book, Sean P. King, No Shortcuts to God, for Obinna Nwafor, better known as Saint Obi, in my office at Aso Rock Presidential Villa on Wednesday, July 30, 2014. The gentlest and most noble Nollywood actor I ever met. No airs about him, very down to earth, usually modest and made every effort to make those around him feel comfortable. In short, the specimen of gentlemanliness. May God bless him. May God bless his family. May God bless Nigeria. In Yeshua's name." Very sad, right? Tell us, do you agree Saint Obi was the perfect gentleman in Nollywood and he made the childhood memories of many Nigerians? What do you think about his passing? Do you think he passed over a natural cause or due to lack of access in several things in life following his divorce? If you were a fan of the actor, what's your favorite movie of him?
Share your opinion in the comment section down below. If you found this video informative, please comment, like and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more well-researched African stories and news we know you would like. Click on the bell sign to be notified every time we upload a new video so that you don't miss out. Thanks for watching and see you on our next one.